Okay, Dira. Talk to you first and then to Minsc.
I think you might have made a terrible, terrible mistake.
Just one?
Chasing rumor halfway around the city and back. Crossing the guild. Wading through filth. Defying the one creature upon whom your very life depends. All for a madman and his rodent. The Absolute threatens thousands, the entire coast. And still you risked much to help one man. I should berate you. But I can only say thank you.
What's your
The
idea?
reasons were your own. But whether you meant for it or not, your fight is our fight, huh? Both of us. To the very end.
Oh. Don't get all sentimental on me now, Harper.
Ah, those misty eyes are just age. Yes, I feel myself growing older as we stand here. So, lead the way. We're yours to command.
Oh. I am more curious if we opened up like more dialogue options due to the high approval, so let's have a look. I wanted to ask you something.
Ask it.
Say greeting nicer?
Yes?
No. Oh, that's sad. Aww. Minsc is making music. Hey, Minsc.
Fine lodgings you have found, my friend. Boo is already in negotiations with the guardian spirits of this place. In Baldur's Gate, they are likely to be rat-formed and eager to charge rent. But Boo shall secure safe slumber for all. Now, what do you need of Minsc?
Your classic guardian spirits, shaped like rats and charging rent. Well. Do you remember why you were meeting with the Zentrum?
So dark an alliance sealed with Sentish contracts, cultish vows, and a dragon's shining horde. You think Minsc could forget?
Honestly?
You are correct. I have no idea what any of that was about. But we shall simply... Gah! Boo! Why do you gnaw at my soft parts? I am trying to...
Urgent squeaking.
Once again, in smaller words? I see.
Aha!
This truth you seek. Boo believes that Minsc is knowing more than Minsc knows. But it is a difficult thing.
Supporter squeaking.
There are memories of this time that Minsc does not remember. And Boo suggests that, just as he helps with tricksome itches in awkward places,
Do I want to know?
you must reach what Minsc cannot. The parasite. You can use it to tickle free whatever truth you seek.
That's a good idea. Thanks, Boo. You sound reluctant.
The worm has already whipped me around the city like a slack-backed pony. I have no wish to saddle myself a second time. But if it cannot be Boo who pops inside my skull for a rummage, then I trust you.
Oh, very quick to
Or
trust us.
Jaheira, but she is currently possessed of an empty head.
I will tell her. And Levin reaches out for Minsc's mind.
At first, there is nothing. His mind is empty as a still expanse of open country. But then... your face, the Stone Lord's face, mirrored in bloodied steel. In the heat of burning buildings, you hold your blade high above pale, frightened faces.
No, that is not right. I slew only monsters. The voice said that they were monsters.
A
Oh,
whisper.
Minsc.
The Absolute's voice, twisting the petty guild thieves before you into snarling, savage beasts, feeding on the weak of your city.
The guild. The Stone Lord hunted them, peeled away their rotten ranks one by one to lay bare their corrupt heart. 9 fingers keen. That is what the Absolute bought Black Zentis Steel to do. To kill the Guildmaster.
And maybe we should prevent that. So, the Centrum overthrow the guild. What then? What do the cult get? Maybe what does the cult get?
What does it matter? Cultish thinking has occupied Minsc's mind for long enough. Now is time for doing. And this talk of evil overthrowing evil, pah! Like a many-headed hydra biting at its own throat. Bring forth the hydra, says Boo. More faces for the punching. First we pop the Zentarim blood. Then we show 9 fingers, the 5 fingers of Minsc. Yes?
You know, you would be 10-finger Minsc, but anyway. 9 fingers did put a bounty on your head.
It is only justice, then, that we put a boot upon hers.
Sure. Minsc. I think last time I didn't really take Minsc along. I think I would do that this time. I'm not really sure which companion to leave behind though, is the usual struggle. I mean, we could also go for a 6th companion, but then the battles are going to be noticeably harder. But I mean, so far we're managing, so maybe we should just do that. Oh, hey Blue! Nice to see you! How are you doing? How was your week so far? And how's Andromeda going? And yes,
Make
hello,
sure you are
Minsc.
refreshed before we set out again, friend. The road to justice is paved with kicked buttocks.
It's like every quote from Minsc is hilarious. It makes it even more hilarious that he doesn't even try to be hilarious. You're quick to call me friend. Also, what is interesting, before we say that, is it's the only companion so far we can't talk about being a bassborn about.
Of course, my friend. Or are we not friends?
It's okay, currently at work. Already at lunch and I've only been here for 3 hours. Oh nice, enjoy your lunch and I hope the workday won't be too long. And then we'll go over quickly. But to be fair, I have a training in about 2 hours. Oh, okay. Is it interesting or is it something necessary and boring? I think actually being the Dark Urge, the question, or are we not friends, could actually hit like really close to home. Be like, I mean, did the Dark Urge ever have friends in the past? I don't think so. You know what? Of course we're friends. Friend.
Then you have a sword at your side and a hamster at hand, whenever you need them.
Strike with
Unless
the
I
sword
die,
and throw the
or you
hamster.
die. Or you do anything at all to upset Boo. Now, does Boo see a question in your eye, or just a parasite poking through?
My gosh. The training lasts for over 2 hours and it's beneficial. Oh, that's cool. Like, I used to, I haven't worked for that long after studying. When did I finish my studies? So I've been working for like 5 years, I think. And like 4 of those years I've been working in like research. So I did like lots of like lab work and stuff like that. And you have like yearly training, which is like safety instructions and stuff like that. And it's important, I know, but it's not very interesting. So usually that's my association with like job training. So I'm glad that yours is better. Answer me honestly. What's with the hamster?
Well, Boo, explain yourself. Clear enough?
Sure. I speak perfectly with animals. Why can't I understand him?
Can you not? Do you not see his noble bearing? The deep wells of wisdom that are his eyes? Boo speaks of much. Perhaps one day, you will be ready to listen.
Post-game feed, you can now understand Boo. There's something very wrong with you.
Ah, you speak of Minsc's misshapen skull. It is true. I once suffered a most heroic head wound. Before Boo, I was a typical berserker of Rashomon. Duty-bound and full of my own seriousness. The problem with one so gazing of their navel, however, they are easily ambushed. Brigands split my skull like a sodden wineskin. It was as I recovered that Boo first appeared. He told me that I had felt the great poking finger of justice, marking Minsc as its champion and Boo as my guide. As for the headache, well, justice cannot always afford to be gentle.
My dear Minsc, I think those two things are connected. The hit on the head and you understanding a hamster. I don't know. Then again, we're also crazy and have weird urges, so you'll fit right in. So, you're a paladin of justice.
Do not be ridiculous. If any of us is chosen by the gods, it is obviously Boo. Now, shall we away? My boots crave the crunch of unvirtuous nethers.
Ah, Minsc. I'd like to know a little more about you.
There is more than a little to know, I think. I am huge.
Oh, get to know you like that. You traveled with Barspawn before, didn't you? What do you know of them?
Ah, Boo has an inkling that this is not the question you mean to ask. I saw some hints of things when our minds mushed together, but Jaheira confirmed it for me. You are of the same blood as our old friend, a Balspawn, and as close to Minsc as if they were his own kin. That makes Minsc your uncle.
Uncle Minsc? What? That's all you have to say? You're not worried about my blood might turn me into?
Oh, a curious question. Are a child and his father always alike? Take Minsc. He does not have a clear memory of the face of his father, but he does remember tugging on the thick, red whiskers that sprang from his chin. A beard for the ages. Who could have nested there happily through even the harshest of Rashomon winters? Now, look closely at Minsc, and what do you see?
Not a red beard? You don't have a beard, a whole lot of muscle, a fabulous tattoo, an idiot. A whole lot of muscle.
Well, yes, but also... Who is correct? No beard! There are more whiskers on his tiny face than on the mighty chin of Minsc. If Minsc
You
did
do
not
have a beard,
inherit
Shadow.
the flaming red hair of his mother, or the bushy red beard of his father, why would the spawn of Baal inherit his wickedness?
I mean, he has a point. Thank you. It's nice not having to justify myself for once.
Minsc is not here to judge. That is a thing for hamsters and hathrons alone.
Oh boy, those judgy hamsters. We all do know them, right? Sure.
Ah, you will grow to like Jaheira's incense in time. Like chewing herbs and soap, yes? Minsc is an open book, with many pretty pictures.
I'm very tempted to do like a compilation of like Minsc's best sentences. There would be like all of them. No, Minsc can be insightful. Yes! I think that's kind of the interesting thing. He's like completely deranged, but still insightful. And I mean, lots of the things that Boost has also make like an awful lot of sense, right? Jiro said he spent a century as a Seti on the White. I'd like to hear about it.
Ah, you come in search of stories. It is not yet time to tuck Boo in for the night, but
Oh, I want to see
very
that.
well. After our adventurings with the Ballspawn, Boo had had his fill of godly flesh. So, we returned to Baldur's Gate for a time. After all, in every city there is a sweaty underbelly, crying out for a virtuous scrubbing. None better to wield a brush than Minsc and Boo. Perhaps we rubbed some villain's rump a little too raw. This Minsc does not know. One moment we stood in the city slums, the next, ambush. Then Minsc and Boo woke on the Wide with stone dust in sensitive places.
Thanks for the detail. I mean, to some degree, I also do envy Minsc. It's just so very carefree. I think Minsc is like completely devoid of like anxiety or overthinking or thinking, but like to some degree, I want that too. Maybe I need to buy a hamster and hit myself on the head. Can be arranged. Anyway, what was it like being a statue?
If you wish to know the answer to that, ask a statue. For Minsc, those years passed as quick as a hiccup. It was long ago, then it is now.
You traveled 100 years in a moment. What do you make of this new world?
I do not like these metal men on the streets, or the villains who hide behind them. But the new world is not so different to the old one. The city still clings to the hill.
All the people you knew are dead,
on forever.
except Jiro.
And the stench of evil still makes Boo wish for a tiny peg on his nose. As long as that stench remains, no matter how old or young the world is, Minsc and Boo will not rest.
I'd like to know your thoughts on our companions. Oh, that's always fun. Let's gossip.
You hear that, Boo?
Can you gossip
Your
with
keen skills of
Minsc?
observation have not gone unnoticed.
Oh, Boo.
Our friend wishes to consult your wisdom.
Yes, Boo. I'd love to hear your opinions.
So small is Boo that he is often mistaken for a pinecone, and many secrets are spoken in his hearing. He will tell what he knows. But Minsc, of course, will translate.
Thank you. Interesting that we can just ask about like half our companions. What's the word on Halson?
Who is Halson?
The other big, very muscular guy. Soft-spoken, hates curses, loves trees. The huge, muscular elf.
Somehow, such a person as you describe has entirely escaped Minsc's notice. How
What?
strange.
You like him? He reminds me of you a little.
If such a tiny, puny druid man reminds you of Minsc, I think the tadpole may have made a feast of your brain.
What? Okay, you Woodok Halson. What's up? He's not puny. He's huge.
He is so small that Minsc barely notices his existence. No, Boo! The druid did not beat Minsc at the arm wrestling. Not a fair match, and he turned into an owlbear midway through, and there was grease on the tree stump.
Oh gosh, that's the reason. Yeah. Gosh, it's hilarious. No, Boo called him out. Oh boy, let's go for another round.
What is it, my friend? Minsc is an open book with many pretty pictures.
Let's go for more companion comments. Oh my, he's a jealous hoe.
Who is ready with the musings?
What do you make of Minthara?
Ah, well, you have traveled at her side much longer than Minsc and Boo. What is it you feel for her?
Is he trying to be diplomatic? I think so. We're allies. Nothing more.
Oh, praise the three! So, I will speak freely. Of the Drow, I can say only this. She may be treacherous, vicious, and much meaner than she has any need to be, but she is clearly no cleverer than Minsc. She too was duped by the Absolute, and she too seeks vengeance. So long as that is so, Minsc will not judge her.
Oh, please tell her that to her
Still will,
face.
but quietly. What is it, my friend?
Minsc. Let's do
Minsc
this
is an
again.
open book. Who is ready with the musings?
I mean, Minsc isn't wrong though, but that's the thing that makes it even more hilarious. Everything Minsc said so far kind of makes sense. Maybe except for the miniature giant space hamster. But besides that, he always has a point. What about Will?
Ah, the Great Blade of Frontiers. A fine name. Minsc has no idea what it means, but it suits young Will's air of mystery well. It is good to know the city did not go unprotected while I wore pigeon droppings on the wide. Jaheira did her part, of course.
What?
But she prefers to scowl from the shadows. This city needs a name, a face. Preferably a furry companion, too.
He has a companion, alright. Her name is Mizora. No idea how furry she is.
Mizora. This is some manner of exotic bird?
Close. A Camion bound to him by an infernal pact.
What? Will, the Blade of Frontiers of whom I heard, is no man to deal with devils. Boo speaks sense, as
Basically
ever.
his backstory.
There is goodness in Will. We have seen it. If there be a devil on his shoulder, then Minsc and Boo will sit astride the other. He will not be long in coming back to himself, I think.
Oh boy, it's past midnight. Anyway, I think we're almost done with talking to Minsc, aren't we? I'd like you to hear... I can't even talk anymore. I'd like to hear your take on someone else. You and Karlach must have a lot in common.
Indeed, a berserker after my own heart. Though hers is made of hellish heat, and metal, and some manner of coin-operated device.
She's a video game and an arcade. God has sold her to Zariel. He has a lot to answer for.
That he does. And all of the questions that Minsc has to ask are of the pointed and painful kind. But, for all his betrayings of Karlach, Gortash never for a moment bested her. Karlach remains Karlach. Even if all her parts were traded for tin and scrap, Minsc thinks this would still be so. And soon, Karlach will still be Karlach. But Karlach will also be cured.
I hope so, Minsc, I hope so. You should tell Karlach you think so highly of her.
Pah! She knows. A warrior always knows. After all, do you not see the wicked gleam of wisdom in Minsc and Boo's own eyes?
The way he said she knows, she knows, that was so Jaheira-like.
Make sure you are refreshed before we set out again, friend. The road to Minsc is an open book.
I think we don't have any
Who is
more.
red?
No, we can't talk about more companions.
You come to speak of the last time Minsc stood watch? The snoring, it was Boo.
When our minds mingled, I saw some strange things.
Well, the mind of Minsc is a simple place. Of what strangeness do you speak?
The memories resurface, a lifetime of battles blurring into one. A single constant is Minsc, launching into the fray no matter the foe, be they god, monster, or man. It seems just the barest glimpse of what the man before you has seen and done, but enough to know that he has no right to still be alive.
Ah, wait!
Someday I will play the
That
older
look
games.
in your eye. I know exactly what visions of Minsc you have seen to cause you such wonder. My pants. Thrice laced
What?
in the Rashomar style, so that a berserker might split skulls without fear of splitting breeches too. They are fiendishly complex, but fear not for Minsc. With training, he has learned to master the many little knots.
You never know what Minsc is going to say next. I don't want to think about your pants, Minsc. Stop that. Don't put that picture in my head. No, Minsc, no. Never mind your pants. You've walked between planes. For gods.
Well, as have you, no? Do not forget that when you gaze into Minsc, Minsc also gazes into you. We both fight evil, wherever it is found. The who and where are less important than the hamsters you meet along the way. On this matter
to be
of
my new
sharing
motto.
memories, I see no reason for us to worry at one another's worms. If there is more we wish to know, we can simply ask, no?
Yeah, we're not talking about our worms, Minsc. Let's not do that. Huh. Oh my, yes, Minsc, we're definitely staring at your pants. Minsc is great, he really is. I really want to take him along a little bit, because I really didn't do that the last time. I just want to give Minsc a hug. Aww. I also want to pet Boo. I would go for both. Bear hug and hamster pets. Of course, a warrior speaks their mind instead of reading others.
Exactly so. If I must peer into the mind of my enemy, I use an axe. For friends, there is ale. No, my friend. If you fear you have a question that Minsc cannot answer, then you can simply ask Boo.
I gotta say, a tavern night with Minsc also sounds like lots of fun. Alright. I think last but not least, we can talk to our companions and wait for comments. What class should we give Minsc? That's a very good question. I mean, not Barbarian, cause we already do have our Barbarian Tahira. We can maybe do like a poll on Discord if you want to, like we did for Tahira. But feel free to suggest something. And also, if you're watching and you're not part of my Discord, feel free to join. If you want to. Yes. I mean, Boo must be so fluffy. Just look at his fur.
Why, hello, lover. That sounded more debonair in my head, I'll admit. Do you need something?
No. I kind of thought there would be comments about, like, Minsc joining. Minsc is a wizard.
Yes?
Nope, apparently no comments.
Already feeling better. I'm here for you. Always.
I think we're not getting comments on Minsc. Maybe we'll get a comment from Halson.
You wish to speak? I am here for you.
Oh.